can't be too harsh on him because he hasn't actually got the personnel to play a passing game at the moment, has he? He hasn't got anyone that's.
It's a lot worse though. It's worse. It's not even Nuno that's the issue. It's not. There's
a lack of belief, I think. I don't know.
That's one of the things. That's one of the things. It's the fact that it's also Paratici that's potentially part of the problem. Levy that is a massive part of the problem.
You think Paratici's part of the problem?
Yes,
okay.
I do. Because
elaborate.
There's a couple of things you've got to bear in mind about Paratici. First off, he's Italian. Yeah, and Italian football culture is very much of that defensive counter-punching style. Look at the players. Look at the outfield players we've bought. There are, let's say, the four: Romero, Gil, Emerson, and let's say, what's it called, Sarr, who isn't actually with us. Out of those four, Emerson, out of those four, only one of them is an out-and-out attacker. And the other player that we definitively know we were after, Traore, was used by Nuno in a counter-attacking style as well. All of this philosophy is supposed to be dictated by Paratici, but then when you include Levy's interference at the end of the window, and then that raises the question again as to who's actually in charge of football matters. Really, is it Levy? Is it Paratici? Is it Hitchin? And then on top of everything else, you've got the fact that Paratici's appointment also feels accidental or opportunistic. You know, we didn't seem to go for the director of football role first. We went for a manager first with Conte, and then Paratici was part of it, and he then came in, and now everything's dictated by him. It's like, it's the chaos again. We come back to it. It's the uncertainty. And then Kane adds petrol to that fire this summer with him wanting out. You know, Ndombele, maybe no one cares as much, adding that problem with his wanting to go. Where are we as a club? I
tend to agree with you, Rez, because if you notice early on in the search for our manager, it was all to do with Hitchin, wasn't it? Hitchin drew up a list, and Hitchin did this, and then suddenly went for Conte, and then Paratici was in the scene, wasn't he? So it seems like very opportunistic, like you say. It wasn't planned. It was just like Levy's like, oh, he's quite good, or get him on board.
Whoever's cheapest.
Yeah, and then get him. The window that he had doesn't look that great anymore, does it? We said, didn't we, that when the window closed, we need a creative midfielder, backup striker, and a right winger. And look at the areas that we're absolutely criminally under strength in now.
And Levy, and this is what angers me. It's what exasperates me, is that Levy he's been tight. He's been tight this summer, and everyone's going, oh, well, we had £200 million of irrevocable losses. What the hell is an irrevocable loss? So you've got recoverable loss? Is that a thing that now exists in business, that you can get back losses? Either a loss is irrevocable or it's not a loss. But we're using that, and people are parroting it, saying we don't have any money. We don't have any money. We're worth £2 billion. Money is always available. We only use 30% of our turnover on wages. Money is always available. You cannot get into the Champions League on the cheap. And Levy seems to think you can. And it's really pissing me off that there are people out there who defend him for his penny pinching. Sorry, I didn't mean to rant quite so early, but it's driving me nuts.
But I was speaking to someone from Spurs community earlier. And I think that Levy still thinks that every single manager that he hires is going to be as lucky as Pochettino.
Ugh, never.
That, we didn't spend an awful lot of money. We basically had we made a few tweaks, and then we had that squad. And that was absolutely
lucky with Harry Kane, Jens, as well, didn't he? Because that's exactly. Generational talent coming through the books. That doesn't happen all the time.
I don't know what to believe. I don't know the inside stories. I don't know if Levy said, no, we've got enough attacking players. We don't need Traore for 40 million. I don't take anything gospel. unless I hear it with my own ears, I think most of the stuff I read on the internet is absolute shite.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Mr. Levy is.
What do you think he's made of it? What do you think he's made of this last week? Because he's getting a bit of a stick now. Because there was the talk of Paratici showing Levy this infamous video of Nuno's team, and how attacking based it was, and because he had his reservations about Horror. Do you think Levy's arsehole's tweaking already?
Valencia's game wasn't attacking though; it was also counter-attacking. It just happened to be that they were very good at scoring goals from it. But you look at the overall philosophy, it was still that soak and bang. That's the way that Nuno has built his philosophy from the beginning. Remember, he also played for Mourinho at Porto.
He did.
Thanks,
he did.
You know, he might have done. Paratici, I can see in a scenario where Paratici is thinking, this guy doesn't know shit about football. I can run rings around him. That's what I can see. Because he doesn't. He sits there. Yeah, Winks runs around a lot. Great insight there, Daniel. Thank you.
Yeah, well, to be honest, if he was playing under Harry Redknapp, he'd be fucking happy as Larry, wouldn't he? Run around a bit.
Run around a bit. He's on a hiding to nothing, Paratici, isn't he? Because if he does well, Levy will get his ego will have his nose put out joint, and he'll get rid of him if he gets popular with the fans, and he'll be getting all the credit when he for the turnaround, and Levy won't like that, and he'll have to get rid of him.
You can see that happening as well
because of his ego. Yeah, so he can't win really. He can't win.
Sorry guys, I've dominated this a lot, but I'm very exercised at the moment about.
It's good to hear
about what they're doing. What they're doing, I cannot express how frustrating it is that I can look at the rest of the Premier League table and I can say, right, I know what that club is about. I know what that club is doing. I know what their objective is. And I can go down the table, club by club by club. And the only club that I look at that is more chaotic and aimless and directionless and clueless than us, thankfully, is Bumenol. That's the only one. The only club that's worse than us.
Watford.
Yeah.
Watford as well, mate. Believe me. No, believe me, Watford.
I know where you're coming from. Absolutely, with the Potsy family. I mean, yeah, they are a bit. but even then, you can sort of see why they're doing it. With them, it's like, if you don't deliver, you're out. If you piss around with us, you're out. At least then you know what it is. You know where they are. But what is Spurs doing? What are we doing?
It's come to pass quicker than we thought it would anyway, haven't we? I think we all said that he wouldn't back Nuno as he was needed, and there would be shortcomings in the squad, and then it's happened quicker than we thought it would happen, I think. But like this time last week, we were top of the table, weren't we?
But still, we're not doing badly.
One goal in play.
I think all this gloom and doom is a little bit.
Yeah. I think it is justified. I mean, against Palace, we had 2 shots in the whole game, not even on target.
I mean, but we have games like that. You have games like that. Yesterday against Rennes, first 10 minutes we were all over them. Then Rennes thought, hang on a minute, we could overrun this lot, and they went absolutely mental. I don't know if you saw. Well, I'm sure you saw it. Their fans were completely bonkers. It was a cauldron. I'm not going to start shouting out after 2. Yesterday, I don't think we even played that badly.
For me, it's not the results that the issue. It's not even the style of play. You give me 50, 60, 1-0 wins, right? Rather than a chaos of 5-4 losses. Well, I was counting when we're going for the quadruple.
Okay.
17 games in the Europa.
Yeah. You give me those. I don't mind. I don't care about the style. I just want to see us win something for once. It's been too long. I just want to see us win something. If it means that we have to play like bloody, Arsenal back in the day, I don't care.
Who?
You remember George Graham's Arsenal 1-0?
I never heard of him. Sorry. No.
Okay.
You'll have to elaborate. Oh, the Scum.
I will.
That's the one. Yeah.
The Scum. That's right. Yeah. I don't mind that, but I just want us to win something. So the style of play is not the issue. It's just we're not we're not being equipped even to do that.
At least we had our identity though, Reza. If we were going to fail,
Yeah.
at least do it our
Yeah,
own way
yeah.
rather
Yeah,
than
that's
compromising to this 1-0 bullshit.
Johnny Jackson would score the fourth in the 90th minute for us to beat Charlton 4-3.
Yeah,
Jason
Dezelle would
2001,
flash through our defense and do something odd. But
Chris
but
Kawam,
even then, whatever the identity is, we need to have one.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.